I'm Bronwyn Warden, a senior in Spanish and linguistics at Western Washington University.
And I'm Spencer DeVries, a junior also studying linguistics and Spanish. We have two activities focused around task-based learning that we're going to share with you.
Yeah, so task-based learning can, as described in Skahan's paper, Nurturing Noticing from 2013, provide a direct way to facilitate noticing of L2 features. These tasks require students to incorporate Spanish and English phonological rules as they try to meet the goals of the activity.
So the first activity deals with the differences between Spanish and English vowels. Learners are exposed to two audio clips of the same word and are simultaneously provided with the written form. These audio files are stored on our website, Talleres Guacamayo.
In our second task, we ask students to apply Spanish syllabification rules to build phrases from resyllabified segments. Learners are given resyllabified Spanish syllables and asked to rearrange them into words that form sentences. We'll be working with Dr. Jordan Sandoval, Dr. Kirsten Drickey, and Maria Jose Palacios Figueroa to demonstrate.
Our students are going to try and rearrange these into a sentence.
I think I know which one goes first because I see the capital L.
I think with that, I see a period here. So I think this one should go at the end.
Awesome. Nice job, Maria Jose and Jordan. Yes, we're on the right track. Now, from here, the next step is kind of using the syllabification rules that we've learned and have worked with to figure out what this whole sentence is. Any ideas with this one?
Ya could be ella.
Okay, we've got a direction. Let's see, does it pan out? What would we have to do to get something like that?
What if we use the day somewhere?
Yeah, we'll definitely have to use the day somewhere, for sure. Let's think. One of the things that we have talked about is that sounds can move across word boundaries, right? We can have a consonant that's at the end of one word, but in the syllable form, it's at the beginning of a syllable in the next word. Does that inspire any ideas for what we see here?
Well, what if the lo at the beginning is actually los, but we don't see the S? It's like instead at the beginning of another one. So like, what if the next one after the lo is I was gonna say the sia, but that's at the end. So what if it's just that C?
C, I agree.
Nice, so that's that moving across word boundaries that we're talking about. Cool.
So los si. Okay, well, I see this hos right here. So is that hijos?
Yeah, it actually is. What we've done here, you might recognize, hijos isn't spelled like that, but the H at the beginning kind of confuses this whole thing. So we've done it in this way so that it's really clear which sound is moving where. But great job, we've got a great start. Los hijos.
Looking at the syllables, is one of the words iglesia?
Wow, Kirsten. So what would we need to move where?
Well, I mean, we've got an I here, and so you could have the I with iglesia. But I also see an I in that syllable with L-A-I. So, I mean, that is also an option.
Is there anything that can happen based on what we've talked about with E? Say, forming a diphthong across a word boundary?
With la.
Right,
Oh, because then that could be la iglesia.
Exactly, because
Nice.
the E is unstressed, exactly.
Oh, what if we have Iwan? But wait, what do we do with that A there?
If they're going to la iglesia, then that's just the a between those.
Oh, that's the
So we can iban a la iglesia.
Oh, so the same thing happened. That N that was at the end, it became at the beginning.
Exactly.
Sweet, so we're super close here. We just have to figure out where to put the day.
Mhm.
We've looked at what happens when vowels combine, but here we've got separate vowels, de, and then e, and then ya, right? Based on what we know about stress, could we see something like that across word boundaries?
Well, with de, if it's los hijos de ella, but are you saying that these don't combine because of stress?
So
Okay.
because ella has the stress on that first syllable, it has to stand alone from they, right? And so what we end up hearing is de ella instead of de ella, right? And so that's what's represented here.
Does someone want to try reading this with the syllables as opposed to reading it as a sentence? Just like read it by syllable.
I could try. Los hijos de ella iban a la iglesia.
Very nice.
Great job. Okay, great. We can hear how we did.
Los hijos de ella iban a la iglesia.
Let's listen to it again.
Los hijos de ella iban a la iglesia.
And that's the sentence we just created.
And which aspects of that were particularly easy and which were more challenging?
I feel like if
Well,
I
the
had known
beginning
what
and-
the words were in advance, it would have been easier to figure out how those kind of sounds came together to make them. But not knowing like at the outset that there was going to be an iglesia, all of a sudden it was like, how did you discover that?
There was a
Yeah.
period at the end. And so it made it very easy to be, this is the end of a word. It's like, okay, well, what word ends with that we could make? Same with lo, right? Like that was capitalized. So it was like very clearly, this is the beginning.
Yeah, we can have these other clues in the writing system we can build off of.
At the same time, there's a difference, right? Because we didn't see the H represented there, right? So there's also a difference with the writing system.
Right, and at the very end, we got to a place where we could see the sentence built as it's spoken instead of how it's written, with the boundaries of the syllables in all the right places.
In a real life setting, learners would have more time to build this and we would do more examples. The benefit of this activity lies in the way that it builds on learner understandings of phonological properties of the syllable to advance awareness of phonological rules at the phrasal level.
Both activities are centered around noticing new phonological rules, which compel students to incorporate new metalinguistic knowledge into their existing understandings of the L2 to complete the goals of the task. Thanks so much for watching our teaching tips.
Thank you.